Good morning, everyone. How is everyone today? Good, I hope. I'm back in front of the window, trying it again. I was hoping as the time was changing and the sun was changing that I'd be able to sit here. I think it might take us another couple of weeks, but I'd already set up here, so just bear with me for today, and we'll go back to the other spot for the next live. And then hopefully in a couple of weeks I can come back here, because I really like this spot. This is like one of my favorite spots. I have the window, I have my bird feeders, the bird bath is out there, the plants are out there, my flowers and stuff. So I just really like this spot. So I was hoping to sit here, but I don't think it's going to happen quite yet. I think I'm going to have to wait a few more days. So today we're going to talk about Mabon. And some of you probably have no idea what that is, and that's okay. So Mabon is a pagan holiday. It is a holiday on what they call the wheel of the year. So the pagan holidays, the calendar is a wheel, and their holidays are based on the lunar events and the seasonal events. So, everything was based around that, because that was how they based their planting and harvesting and things of that sort. So their celebrations were all around that. So Mabon, just to kind of give you a comparison, a lot of pagan holidays, which again, back in that time, pagans weren't called pagans. Their clan or their tribe just worshiped the gods that they worshipped, that they were raised to worship. The word pagan didn't come in until, a much more recent time. So they didn't call themselves that. They really didn't call themselves anything as far as, a religious name, label thing. So anyway, pagans celebrated by the seasons and the sun and the moon more so, but the sun as well. But so a lot of the pagan holidays are pretty comparable to what we call traditional holidays today. I say traditional because that's how most of you would understand it. But to me, the traditional holidays are the pagan holidays, and the holidays we celebrate now are kind of a conversion of them. So, but just I'll use the word pagan holiday and I'll use the word traditional holiday, meaning the more current holidays, just so you can understand what I'm referring to when I say those things. So the current holiday, the traditional holiday that it goes with, is actually what we would have our Thanksgiving that we would celebrate now, that most people celebrate Thanksgiving for. So pagans had 3 harvest seasons, or harvestings. It was all in the same season, but 3 harvestings. And so we've already gone through one of them. It was before I started doing my lives. So we didn't really touch on it or talk about it. But it is called Lammas. And maybe at some point we'll kind of go back and do a live on that, because, or we could just wait a year and do it next year when it comes around. We'll just play it out and see how it goes. But the first harvest is called Lammas. All right. So the second harvest is what we are celebrating right now, is called Mabon. And that is typically celebrated in about a week's time. Pagans took their celebrations very seriously, but it wasn't just the celebration, it was the whole harvesting itself. So they didn't just party all day long. They, the week was spent doing the work and harvesting, and then the partying and the celebration and the festivals and the feasts all came after. But so for current day, it's celebrated the 21st, so that's actually tomorrow, and it's celebrated through the 29th. So it's a week-long thing. So during this time, they're doing their second harvest. So they're getting up in the morning, they're harvesting, and then at nighttime they're giving thanks, which is, like I said, why it's kind of compared to our Thanksgiving. So they would give thanks to whatever gods or goddesses that their tribe or clan worshipped, for giving them thanks for a plentiful harvest. So they would have a lot of feasts. They would do a lot of different things to honor whatever god or goddess that they were worshiping. For myself, for the gods and goddesses, when I celebrate Mabon, I celebrate the god is the green man. And there is a million things I could go into about the green man. And again, I have to kind of pick and choose what I can go in detail for, because I only have so much time. But the green man is what I celebrate for the god. For the goddess, I celebrate the Mother Earth. Pretty much anything that's got any kind of celebration for me, myself, that's what it's going to be, is the Mother Earth. Or Gaia, if you choose to call her that. Some call it the divine. Again, my belief is that they're all the one and the same. So, what you choose to celebrate or honor or worship, I believe we're all really in the end worshiping the same thing. We just go about it in different ways. So the Mabon does go with the autumn equinox again. So that's the second harvest. Mabon is to celebrate that harvest. It's also to kind of, the primary thing for Mabon is to give thanks. To give thanks for the crops and the harvest that they have got. But it also does touch a little bit into preparing for winter, in things like that. So, but the primary is to give thanks. So that is what Mabon is. Just to kind of give you a little bit of comparison. So right now I have decorated for Mabon. And what you're going to see if you came into my house is obviously I don't live in a pagan house, but it's way back then. But if you came into my house right now, you would see what things similar to what a pagan would have had out for a celebration. I have a lot of corn and corn stalks decorated in the house. I have a lot of fall flowers in the house. I have a lot of different, hi Aunt Wendy, love you. And I have a lot of pumpkins, squash, things of that sort, colored leaves. They also use a lot of different acorns in their decoration. So it was just things that they found in nature. They didn't have Walmart to go get their decorations. So those things are how I celebrate. I celebrate by decorating my house. That's like one of the big things. I don't typically do different altars, but we'll talk about different altars at some point. I usually have just my one altar, and again, I'll show you that at some point. And I don't usually change it, but maybe we'll do something with that someday. But they would have an altar out, and the altar would consist of those things. So they would consist of, corn silk, because they would make like corn silk dolls. They would have corn stalks, fall flowers, fall colored leaves, acorns, things of that sort, squashes, all those things to decorate. So I decorate for Mabon, and then this is a lot of changing going on for me in these next. Are you still there? I lost you for a second. All right, I guess I'm back. So I decorate for Mabon, and then I decorate for about 2 weeks towards the end of September for Mabon. Then I put all those decorations back, and I get out my Halloween, what a pagan holiday would be Samhain, and we'll talk about that when that gets closer as well. So then I put my decorations out for Halloween, and then after Halloween, I put these decorations back for Thanksgiving. So again, you don't need to go out and buy anything new. Most people have Thanksgiving decorations of some sort. So I just use the same ones, because it's really, like I said, it's a very comparable holiday to being the same thing. It's the same decorating and the same giving thanks, and so I just use the same decorations. I don't need to have more than that. All right. So obviously with the pagans, one of the biggest things was feasts. So they like to have a lot of feasts. And typically for what they would call a harvest feast or Mabon feast, what we have for a Thanksgiving feast, would consist of cooking, preparing, using. It would be apples, potatoes, onions, carrots, and squash. Those are all things that we typically use for Thanksgiving as well. So you just see where it's very similar. So even though it's a different religion, different spiritual path, it's still very, very similar. Like I said, there's no worshiping Satan. There's no blood sacrifices, anything like that, other than unfortunately Mr. Turkey. He's kind of our sacrifice. So they would build altars again, and so that is one way of celebrating. Like I said, I don't typically change my altar. I just don't do it. I don't feel that I need to, so I don't. I like the altar I have set up. I like getting up every morning and just looking at it and seeing the things that I have on it. A lot of the things I have on it are, some of my favorite things. They've got memories attached to them and things of that sort. So at some point we'll talk about altars, and I will show you my altar. So other things I like to do for Mabon is just going for a walk in the woods. Just, going out in the woods. Again, this is about giving thanks to the Green Man, for me, for Green Man and Mother Earth. And so just going for a walk in the woods is a good way to do that. Just go out there and, get connected with the woods and the fresh air. And, I love to walk out there and just smell, you can smell the ferns and the moss and the trees and sometimes some unpleasant things too. But so that's important to me. I also, it's not obviously a pagan, way to celebrate, so to speak, as the traditional pagans back then. But for me, when we go on our motorcycle, I call that going to church for me. We don't like to go fast. We don't like to ride the highways or the interstates. We usually try to find the nice little back roads, and we go slow. And I just love to ride through there and see different things in the forests, the different flowers, the different smells, when you ride by the little brooks and stuff. So even though we're on the motorcycle, we're not walking. That is kind of what I call my church. And so that is something that I really love to do. And even though I'm on the motorcycle, I feel at least a little bit more connected to the woods and the forest than I would if I was in a car with the windows rolled up, and so to speak. But if you can, just go for a walk out in the woods. That's a good way to, give thanks. Listening to music really is also a good way. I do tend to listen to more of the Celtic kind of music during that time. But you can really listen to any music, whatever you feel comfortable with. But I do have some different Celtic music. I can post some links to that if anybody's interested in. The Celtic music is actually making a very big, comeback right now. It's very popular. You can pretty much find it anywhere, but you can just pop on Amazon and find it. My husband and I went to a couple of different music festivals this year that was all different kinds of Celtic music, and it was really great. So it's coming back. It's very popular. So again, listen to the music. Some people like to listen to the music while they're walking in the woods. I don't. I like to keep those two things separate. When I'm out in the woods, I want to hear the birds and the chipmunks and the squirrels and, you know, the crunching of the leaves under my feet and things like that. So I do keep those two things separate, but you can put them together. Again, there's really no right or wrong way how to celebrate. It's what you're comfortable with, what resonates with you. And one of the biggest things is spending time with family. So again, just like we do at Thanksgiving, you know, we're just going to spend some time with family. We want to be thankful for our family. So, you know, back then, all that work, all that planting and harvesting and all of that was to keep your family alive. And so, you know, you were very thankful if you got a good crop and you got a good harvest. So, you know, we don't obviously, most of us are not farmers. Most of us are not out there planting crops to make sure that our family makes it through the winter. So, you know, you can give thanks to other things. You can give thanks to, you know, I have a very large family. We are, you know, a pretty close family. We spend a lot of time together. So I'm thankful for all of those things. You know, I'm thankful that my family that is far away, we make time to, you know, go see each other. Because I always want to go see my Aunt Wendy because she's on here today watching me. So lots of love to her. So again, that's just kind of what Mabon is about. So it's very, very similar to our traditional Thanksgiving, but it is to give thanks to the harvest. You know, and our harvest doesn't have to be plants. It can be, you know, if you did, you know, went to school, and for me, I finally finished my course on event coordinating. And so I should be getting my certificate in the mail in a couple of weeks. So I have kind of, I'm now reaping the rewards of it. So I've done the work and now I've got it and I'm thankful I got it. And so, you know, there's other things that you can be thankful for, but always be thankful for your family and always be thankful for our planet because, you know, that's kind of important. So I do have, you know, just a few more minutes before I do have to go. And so I did want to just try to go over some of the gemstones that I have. I'm probably not going to be able to go over all of them because I keep buying them. I have an issue. I told Athena I need a crystal to stop buying crystals. So this one I had started talking about a couple of times and I didn't ever finish it. So I'm going to start with that one just because I've teased you guys twice with it. And so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail because I have talked about it twice. This is a set that Athena took with her to Hawaii. And these stones were cleansed in Hawaii. And so you know, they've gone with her. They traveled to Hawaii with her. She cleansed them, and then she has brought them back. She only had a limited amount of them, obviously, because she's taking all this stuff with her to Hawaii. And I think there are a few more sets still available on her site, and I can put that link in if it is. Now, a lot of times when her crystals are sold out, there's a wait list, and you can just register an account and click wait, join the wait list, and then when it's back in, you get an email letting you know that it's back in. These will not be coming back. Once these are gone, these are going to be gone because these went to Hawaii with her. So this is a set that you may be able to buy the stones separately, but you won't be able to buy this set. So the first one was solasite, and I have a hard time with pronouncing things. Solasite. All right. So that is this stone. Kind of looks, my lighting is bad, I know, guys. Kind of looks like a marshmallow. It's a tumbled stone, so it's smooth. All right. So the stone of the higher self. Solasite facilitates deep channeling of inner wisdom and spirit guidance. So that would be something if you were working on your third eye. This would be a great one to have. Okay. So carry with you, place in a medicine bag or pouch, hold to your crown, so third eye, and all upper chakra during spiritual work. So I guess I got that right. All right, so it's a very pretty stone. And again, I'm sorry, it's hard to see. It's got a little speckle in there. So the other stone that comes with it is called tanzanite. And again, I'm trying to just get it in a good spot so you can see it, because again, I apologize. I guess I really didn't pick a good spot to do stones today. All right, so tanzanite. It's a nice blue. This is what you call a raw stone, so it's not tumbled, it's not smooth. If you feel it, it feels like it's a ragged, like a rock. And it's very pretty. It's a deep blue, kind of an indigo. All right, so a powerful stone of the indigo ray. Tanzanite activates the third eye chakra and deepens your intuitive connection. It also helps you, I'm trying to make sure it stays in the view for you. It helps you prioritize and find work-life balance. All right, so carry with you, place in the medicine bag pouch, hold to the third eye chakra during spiritual work. So that would be like this. You would hold it to here. Now, the thing I like about two stone sets, and again, as we learn about crystals, I'll tell you all kinds of stuff, but when you meditate, one in each hand, and you can meditate that way. So that's really nice about two stone sets. But like I said, lots of crystals can be used for the same purpose. Lots of crystals can be used for all kinds of different purposes. So, you, as your collection grows and stuff, and you learn, which ones are good for your third eye, or which ones are good for pain, or whatever the purpose is of your meditation that you're looking for, whatever your intentions are, you can mix and match and pair your stones yourself. And if that doesn't happen, if you don't have two stones, as long as you have a stone that you need your intention for, so whether it be third eye or pain or abundance or prosperity or whatever it is. The other one is if you have a smoky quartz, and I do in here somewhere, and I will show it to you. But again, so if you have the stone and the smoky quartz, because your smoky quartz is a generator, it's going to amplify whatever the other stone is. So again, solasite, and I don't guarantee that I'm saying these correctly, so I apologize. And tanzanite, I know that one is correct. So those are the ones that went with Athena to Hawaii. And so both of those are good for third eye. And, so this one was wisdom, and this one was intuition. So you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be carrying that one with me. All right, so that was the, I believe on the webpage she's called it the angel set. So again, I will put the link up there if somebody wants it. We had gone over the merlinite. I'm going to just show it to you real quick, because again, we're just going to have such a hard time going over all these. I have so many of them now. So this was the merlinite. That was the day I was struggling with the decision. Believe it or not, I did put this guy in my pocket and walk around with him all day. It wasn't overly comfortable, but I guess it was a good reminder to me that it was there, and to focus on it. So again, it's a wizardry stone that reveals ancient mysteries, channels elder spirits, and this gem assists with transformation and helps the bearer channel energies and hold sacred space. So that was the day I was carrying it, was for the purpose of channeling those energies, the good energies, and holding my own sacred space. So that was the purpose of me carrying it on that day. All right. I think we went over this one at one point. I'm sorry if I'm going back over them again. Or I think I may have showed you just to show you an example of a tumbled stone. But this is a green quartz. It's very pretty. obviously it's green. So green quartz. This is a stone of abundance and prosperity magic. Green quartz is a powerful manifestation gem. It improves health and invites abundance and helps create flow. So carry with you and place in a medicine bag or pouch. Hold to the heart chakra during spiritual. So that would be right here. So this is one of those good ones, and I've mentioned this to you ladies before. Just slip it right in your bra. There you go. That's where it's going to stay for today. I guess I'll carry it with me. All right. Let's see what we got here. I think this is... So I'm trying to get out of the bag, and they each bag, and I don't know if I think I've told you guys this. Each bag actually has a little piece of white sage in it. I've left them in there with them just because it's a good way to keep the stones cleansed. I like to keep it in there. But all right, this is the one. So I thought I did have one in here. This is a clear quartz. I do have a smoky quartz somewhere too, but this is a clear quartz. Time for work. So clear quartz. So this again is a generator, like an amplifier. So if I wanted to work on my intuition, I would take that tanzanite that I just had and my smoky and my quartz to meditate. Or I may put those, like I said, in the pouch and put them in my pocket. This one I could put in my bra because it is a tumbled one. I really don't recommend putting the raw ones in your bra. It's not going to be comfortable, ladies. It really is not. Again, got my tea. Today I got chamomile. And as always, it has my honey that my cousin makes. She has bees. So if anybody's interested in getting some honey, let me know. I can send you her information. I love it instead of using sugar. Even when I do use sugar, though, I try to use raw sugar. Whole nother conversation. All right. So clear quartz. So this one has been charged in a singing bowl and anointed with Dia perfume. So a lot of people do anoint their stones with perfumes or essential oils. Helps to amplify and just kind of, cleanses them at the same time. So this is for embracing your inner goddess. So this was, I guess this was a gift. This is my sacred gift to you. So this is from Athena. I cherish your energy and your business. All right. So this was probably, I order so much stuff and I don't keep track. I'm horrible at it. A lot of times there are free gifts that come with your orders. I also have, when you go to checkout, they'll see there's add-ons. And one of the things I always like to do is for $3, you can add an intuitive pick stone. And Athena will pick a stone for you. And for $3, 99% of the time, the stone you're getting is worth more than $3. So it's fun. Because you never know what you're going to get. You may get something that you would have never thought to buy yourself. So again, clear quartz. And I'm going to try to get one more in here. And I'm going to try to keep these separate now that we've gone over some of them. I think what I'm going to do at some point is I'm actually going to photograph each stone with the little card, and I will make another photo album on there for you guys. And so that way you can look at them as well. But it's good for me because, again, I'm learning them all. As I work with them, as I use them, I'm remembering them. But there are just so many. I did order a book on crystals for beginners. And so when that gets here, I'm sure I will be sharing lots of information from there. All right. So this one I really like. And I'm getting distracted. So this is blue tiger's eye. And again, I'm trying to show you, again, it's not the greatest light. So see the stripes in it? See the little brown stripes in it? And again, this is a tumbled stone, so it's smooth. That's where you can see the stripes the best right there. So that is a blue tiger's eye. Now, to get completely off course here, I went into the thrift store one day, the consignment store here, and walked all around looking for gems and couldn't find any. Oh, right here. And so I just went up to the register and asked the lady, do you have any crystals or gems? And she looked at me kind of funny, and she's like, you mean those rock things? And I'm like, yeah, those rock things. And guess what she had in the little glass? I was so excited. Getting off track here. She had a beautiful piece of tiger's eye. So now I have two. Now somebody told me this is a guitar pick. I do not know if that is true. I think it is way too thick to be a guitar pick. I think it was made to be wire wrapped and worn as a pendant. So I may do that at some point. So I have two pieces of the tiger's eye, just because she gave it to me at such a reasonable price, and I did not rip her off. I did not know for sure what it was going to cost me. I offered her $5 for it. I will go back and see what I did pay for the tiger's eye I bought from Athena and compare and make sure I did not rip the lady off. When you do buy something from a secondhand store, or really any crystal or gem, you should cleanse them. Typically what I do is I leave them in my room on my dresser. It's all windows, and so they are naturally cleansed and recharged by the moon all at the same time, and I don't really have to do anything besides put them out there. So one more, and then I got to leave you ladies. So again, the tiger's eye, and I'm trying to put it in a spot where you can really see it. All right, it's a stone of traveling and journey. Blue tiger's eye protects you while doing sacred, shamanic, and healing work. It is also a stone for connecting with the elders. See a rhythm, a pattern here. I've purchased most of these stones, with the intentions that to be used towards my intuitive side. So, again, if you are looking for different stones, I can certainly help you figure out which stones that you need. Again, carry with you, place in a medicine bag or pouch, or hold to the third eye chakra again. So, third eye. And again, if you wanted to meditate, I could take this stone and I could take the solasite that I had out of the angel set, the tanzanite, and the quartz, and make, holy heck. So again, that is the blue tiger's eye, which now I have two pieces of. Oops. Unless I break them. Stones do have hardness numbers, and a number is not really the correct terminology, but just it's a hardness scale. And some of them, if you drop, they will break very easily. Some of them you could throw them against the wall and they're not going to crack at all. And at some point, maybe we'll do a live on that for you as well. So much to learn. And I want to teach it to you all today, but unfortunately, you guys would get bored. I have to go to work, and so it's just not going to all happen today. So I have, let's see here, two more stones that I had bought from three more stones that I had bought from my original order that we still have to go over. I have taken some of the stones off my altar, which I want to go over those with you so that I can get them back on my altar. When I bought the tiger's eye, I got some little other smoky quartz crystals in there, I believe. So we'll go over some of those. And then recently I did purchase some more stones, so I'm going to add those to our collection to go over. So I have got quite the pile there for us. Real quick before I go, I told you guys I was going to share my purchases with you, and so I did get an order the other day, and sorry, my life has been really hectic and running around and crazy. Like I said, I finished up my certificate program that I was doing. I have got 3 events that I'm working on right now. So one of them is my pumpkin carving, one is trunk or treat, and one is a vendor fair at the church. So I've been working on all of those. Plus I've been working on trying to get kind of incorporated with a new group, so that for my events I can get maybe some funding from the government, because I can't apply for a nonprofit because it costs like $600-700, and I just don't have it. So that's why you didn't get the pictures the other day when I got them. But one of the things I got was passion incense. And so this is incense, like, in its raw, what I consider raw form. I don't know, maybe there's another terminology for it, but that's what I call it. And I can't open the tin. I don't want it to pop everywhere because it's a loose. So you would put it in a bowl or a container that is fire resistant, heat resistant, and you would put a little bit in there, and you can burn it. The other thing you can do is, I showed you guys those charcoals that I bought. So you could light the charcoal and get it going, and then just sprinkle a little bit on there. Again, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. And it's very cinnamony, and that is why I actually bought it. Because where it's just, fall and Mabon and Thanksgiving and everything coming, I just really like the cinnamon smell. So that is that. So maybe on the next live I'll get a charcoal going for us and sprinkle a little bit on there for you. This is the one I wanted to go over because I want to wear it today. All right. And there's the card. I knew it was in there somewhere. And there's my little piece of sage is in there. All right. So I bought this. I was so excited. Can't wait to wear it. This is called azurite. And again, sorry, my lighting is not good. But at some point, I'm going to take pictures of everything with the cards in better lighting and show them to you. Okay, so azurite, and I'm showing this to you because I really want to put it on. I've been dying to put it on since I got it, but I swore I wasn't going to put it on until I shared it with you guys. So it's a priestess stone. So azurite rises your inner goddess, brings confidence as well as opening of the third eye and psychic attunement. So again, as always, it says carry in a medicine pouch, but I've actually had them, this is on a chain. So any one of these stones, if you, when you purchase it, if you let Athena know, for $20 more, she will wrap it, wire wrap it, and put it on a chain for you. So last night was one of her lives, and I don't think I shared it, and I apologize if I didn't. I will certainly work on being better about that. But she does live specimen sales. So these again were stones that she has just very few. So usually she has like 4 or 5 or something like that. And she can't really put them on the website because it's just not worth putting them on the website for. One of the things I ended up did buy last night was she had a quartz skull, and I love my skulls, and they were only $20, and that includes shipping. So when I paid her the $20, I put in an extra $20 and did give, put the note in that I wanted it wire wrapped. So when that comes, again, that is something I will definitely share with you. But this is azurite, and it's a priestess stone. And so I'm very excited to put that on today. All right. So I really have to go because I have to go to work, and you guys are probably sick of listening to me babble. I will plan on being back. Oh, no. I'll send a reminder as usual. There is a setting you can go in, and so you would get notified whenever I go live. And if you need help with those settings, I can certainly post some help tips with that. So it's going to be Monday, and we're going to go over the full moon. And then, again, maybe we'll have some time to go over a few more crystals. So Monday morning. So I hope everybody has a great day. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Remember, be kind to each other. Everybody has a story, and everybody has something going on. And kindness and sympathy is contagious. So spread it everywhere. All right. Lots of love. Thanks, guys.